July 19th will of course be the rematch between Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois for undisputed status. Now, of course, the first fight ended with Alexander Usyk stopping Daniel Dubois, but there was some controversy because in the fight, Daniel Dubois hit Usyk with a shot that was seemingly legal to many people. Usyk went down for more than 10 seconds, everyone knows that, but it was counted as a low blow. Of course, Usyk later recovered, taking the full 5 minutes of rest time to knock out Daniel Dubois. Now, of course, many people believe Dubois should have been champion because of that. That was a legal shot. It was this, it was that. But officially, it was stated as a low blow. That's because it was technically a low blow. If you look at it and where they say it was good, where it's not, technically it is a low blow. And you know what that means?
You are technically correct. The best kind of correct.
It's legal. And the funniest part of the controversy is like, oh, Usyk was over there and, faking it, taking up so much minutes. I'm like, if I got hit low, I'm taking the full 5 minutes too. It's weirder for people to get hit low and then they want to fight within like 30 seconds or something. It's like, bro, you just got hit low. You have 5 minutes to recover. Use it, man. I don't know what you're trying to do. But besides that, of course, let's talk about the records. Daniel Dynamite Dubois, Triple D, is 22-2 with 21 wins by way of knockout and 2 losses by way of knockout. Of course, since his loss to Usyk, he has been on a 3-fight knockout streak against the undefeated Jarrell Miller, stopping him in the very last round, damn near last 10 seconds. He then stopped the undefeated Filip Hrgovic, and then he stopped the former unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. Obviously, he was the interim IBF title holder, where he beat Hrgovic for the title. He then was elevated after Usyk and Fury decided a rematch instead of defending it against Dubois. And of course, that led to him defending the full IBF title against Anthony Joshua. Very nice wins. Yeah, to be honest, the way the Joshua fight, dude, that ended way different than what most people expected. Dude, I knew Daniel Dubois packed a punch, but goddamn, he packed a punch, literally. But besides that, the 2-division undisputed world champion, Alexander Usyk, is 23-0 with 14 wins by way of knockout. Of course, the only one stoppage win he got at heavyweight is, of course, against Daniel Dubois. But after the Daniel Dubois fight, of course, he has fought only 2 times, so obviously Dubois technically has more fights in the same amount of time. But they were against the WBC champion and former unified world champion Tyson Fury, beating him once, taking away his O, and then defending the unified titles, of course, because he was stripped, against Tyson Fury again. And he did better the second time, as it went from a split decision win to a unanimous decision win. Now, of course, there are a bunch of things people like to talk about. That Usyk, although is an all-time great, he has slick footwork, great combinations, really good defense. He has the second win. He can activate like at any time. I don't know how that works. Like literally, it looks like, oh man, he's struggling, and then the next round he starts whooping their ass. I don't know how that works. Usyk literally like flips a switch and then just goes into overdrive. I don't know how that works, but it seems like a superpower. But one thing I don't know if many people remember, but it was raining during the fight against Dubois, and the ring was wet. Now, of course, I don't think anyone slipped in the fight, but it was a slippery fight, which could actually benefit Usyk in the rematch due to the fact that I hardly doubt it's going to be wet again, therefore giving Usyk a little bit more stability, a little bit more traction on the ring, therefore benefiting his footwork. And Dubois is also benefiting from a lot of things, that being his confidence. Now, of course, people like to call him a quitter because he was hit with... Of course, we're not Daniel Dubois. We didn't feel the hit, right? But it didn't look like the strongest hit, right? And the same thing happened with Joe Joyce. So he basically got KO'd by a jab, right? But his orbital bone was broken, so obviously, who could blame him? Kind of. But they called him a quitter, right? But then he beat Jarrell Miller in a grueling fight. He beat Filip Hrgovic, who was at the time kind of seen as better. And then he beat the former unified champion Anthony Joshua. His confidence is at an all-time high, especially with him believing that he should have been champion against Usyk. So this isn't the timid Daniel Dubois like he fought before He's not fighting the tough guy, the one who could talk back, you know, the better Dubois. And Dubois is still really young. He's 27. I don't know. He looks like he's been around for a lot longer. He's only 27. So Dubois is still getting into his prime. While Usyk is unfortunately, although an all-time great, is already kind of leaving his prime. He's 38. So although some people may be seen as an ageless wonder, that doesn't mean they truly are ageless. But besides that, how is this going to work? Dubois has more confidence. Usyk has fought the better opponents since their last fight, that being against Fury. But who do we have winning the rematch? Now here's the thing. Daniel Dubois can pack a punch. We already know. So of course, the main thing is the fact that if we look back on the first fight, Dubois obviously had some success, right? He wasn't completely getting outboxed. But besides from that one shot that he had, which was controversial, he never really had a real threat on Usyk. That's the thing. He never truly had a threat on Usyk. He never really threatened Usyk from besides that one shot in that round. And assuming that him having a non-wet floor this time will benefit his footwork, because let's be real, his footwork wasn't really there in that fight. But I assume it's because of the nature, literally just the nature, you know, it's raining. I assume Usyk's footwork will now be back to, well, what we see as normal. He's beaten the better person, that being Tyson Fury. Now, of course, he doesn't have as diverse of a win streak as Dubois, of course, beating Joshua, Hrgovic, and Miller, obviously completely different fighters. So obviously he's fought more people, right? But Usyk is just that guy. Unless Dubois can land that shot, which we saw that he could, but I'm assuming it's only because of what was happening in the actual arena, that being wet. I assume, I'm not saying that he can't land a super strong punch on Usyk. He can't. We've seen him do it against other top tier opponents. But in the first fight, it didn't really look like, besides from that one punch, it didn't really look like he was threatening Usyk. Now, of course, the one thing that could say, oh, I'm picking Daniel Dubois because of this, is simple. It's been 2 years since that fight with Daniel Dubois. That's right, 2 years. I thought it was last year. It's 2 years. Yeah, we are getting old. But 2 years is a lot, especially since Dubois was 25 or 24, 26, doesn't matter. He was young when he fought Usyk. He's a lot older. You can say he's a lot more mature. But that's more of a what if. That's more of hypothetical. That's not really something concrete. But if you're picking him because of that, makes sense. You're picking the younger, stronger guy. He's only getting better. Usyk, unfortunately, due to his age, probably only getting worse. Although even if it's minimal, still declining. But give me Usyk stopping Dubois once again, but this time in a much shorter amount of time. Give me Alexander Usyk by 6th round stoppage to once again become undisputed champion at heavyweight. To be honest, I don't know if Usyk might retire after this fight. I don't know. What's there for him to do? I mean, he's 38. He's basically only waiting. If he beats Dubois, he's basically only waiting to lose to Father Time. But I guess a Cabiel fight or a Parker fight actually wouldn't be that bad. But you never know. Things could pan out differently. But yeah, give me Usyk stopping Dubois in the 6th round, unifying the titles once again. Dubois, he has a shot. We all know that he has a shot. But due to what we've seen, especially in the first fight, I don't think that shot's big enough. But besides that, who do you guys think is winning this fight? Leave it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. But besides that, hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to catch you in the next one.